Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Nice to have multiple people waiting for this stream to start. Very much appreciate it. I know it has been quite a long time since I streamed, so hopefully I remember how to do it, and hopefully you all remember how to, hang out and make this stream better. Zach, congratulations on being number one. You're first in the chat, and you are first in experience. I know from being a YouTube chatter in other areas, I hang out on poker YouTube streams. I know that YouTube has added some sort of XP feature where the top chatters get a number one, a number two, and a number three next to their name. So you all do have the opportunity tonight to be a number one chatter, a number two chatter, or a number three chatter. I will certainly be very appreciative to whoever fills out those slots. We have got a lot to get to tonight. I'm going to just keep the screen at our runes for a moment, and you can, appreciate all the active players we have in our camp. And let me just share this stream out in a couple of places, and we will get this thing popping, and we're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into my account preparation here, but let me go ahead and share this stream out in a couple of spots. And I will try to talk while I do it, but I am not the best at doing multiple things at once. But anyway. And hopefully some people from this KvK will also hang out. I'm going to share it in the Lost Kingdom chat that I'm streaming, because I think there's plenty to talk about. I think there's plenty to talk about with this war, just because it's a very fair-looking war. And I think on Thursday, when we go into Lucerne here against Fire Camp, I think we're in store for a very good fight. I think it's going to be a really good fight. It starts on Thursday afternoon. It starts right around this time on Thursday, and then I imagine it's going to go into the weekend. I imagine this thing's going to go into the weekend. So yeah, let me go ahead and now let people know in the Lost Kingdom chat that I'm streaming. I think it's been a really quiet Lost Kingdom chat so far. Only 2 hot threads so far. And then I have my thread where I said I didn't understand why Water Camp is Air Coalition, and I didn't get a whole lot of engagement on that either. So there we go. We did all the marketing that we can possibly do for this thing. We shared it in 2 Discords and in the Lost Kingdom chat. Where do I want to start here? I think I will start with just the KvK as a whole, this whole process, because we've got new crystal tech, and we've also got new teaming up with other kingdoms. So I think I'll just sort of walk through everything and give you all a sense of what I think is some pretty cool changes to the game, and certainly for those of us who are not super competitive kingdoms, we do like to play Heroic Anthem, and we, this is going to be the experience for a lot of kingdoms going forward, right? So the first thing is you register for Heroic Anthem, right? Everybody knows you register for Heroic Anthem. I don't think I can show it anymore, but there's obviously the sign-up page. We had about 230 or so kingdoms sign up for Heroic Anthem. Now, once you sign up and everyone is in a pool together, you can see that we're an A kingdom, and we had the opportunity to team up with a B kingdom. You could see all the big kingdoms that were available, and you could message them and say, hey, do you want to team up? So we went to a bit of effort to find some teammates. We ended up allying with 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going with Kingdom 1, 2, 3, 4 here, the Art of War. They have only 1 star, but they have been in some tough KvKs recently, and just talking to them in the diplomacy phase, I felt that they were cool guys who were easy to work with and smart about the game. So we're going to roll with 234A in this KvK. Sneaky, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, Sneaky. Yeah, definitely a long time, man. I probably owe you a DM, Sneaky, just to kind of get on the same page with some stuff, because I do like 2217 a lot. And Mad Mania, welcome to the stream. Mad Mania recovering from a tough KvK himself. Knight, how's it going? Samurai, what's going on? 2648. I think 2648 is in our KvK. I should know this. Yes. 2648, I believe, are one of our enemies here. So we'll be going up against them at some point. They're down in water camp, so we won't face them until Kingsland probably. But Samurai, good to have you here. Good to have some people from our KvK here. I'm just sort of going through the new Heroic Anthem. So we teamed up with 234A. We did have some other kingdoms that wanted to team with us. I probably should have communicated a little bit better. There was a very good B kingdom that had a lot of people wanting to team with them, and I just assumed they weren't going to pick us, honestly. I just sort of assumed they would not pick us, but they ended up wanting to team with us, but we had already made the agreement with 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm fine with that because it ended up being a good matchup for us. If we had teamed with this other B kingdom, I think we might have been put in to a tougher, or like a bigger, we would have been put into a bigger HA. As is, we got a HA where everyone is very even, right? Both sides are very even. Fire Camp is led by 2885, and they're, I think, a pretty well-known kingdom. They have a lot of YouTubers. One of their kings is Dom, who runs the King's Codex Discord. Then you've got Only Farmer, Amir, and Taki, all as YouTubers. So they're the biggest kingdom in this KvK. They teamed up with a pretty small B kingdom themselves. I was a little surprised, honestly, seeing 2885 in the pool. I thought they would... I thought they would be able to get a better ally than 3057, honestly. 3057 seemed decent, but not like a great... I mean, they did win a KvK. They won in Orleans recently. They got a star in the Orleans in their last KvK, so I might be underestimating 3057, but anyway, basically everybody went with like a pretty... We're like, I think it's a bunch of above average A kingdoms that then went with a bunch of above average B kingdoms, is basically what happened. And I think Fire was open to allying with us, and Wind was also open to allying with us. We did not want to do crisscross allies because we wanted to ensure everyone had a fight in Zone 5. Oh, we're allies. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're in 2648. All right. Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. And so I think ultimately we lucked out into a pretty good spot diplomatically where we basically could choose between Wind and Fire. We felt like Fire was the stronger of the two camps, and we won a tough KvK, so we did ally with Wind. Let me go ahead and show you guys the stats. I can just pull this right up here, actually. What's the best way for me to do this? Maybe I open the link. And then I close the bar. And then I just do this, yeah. Yeah, so here's the matchup. It's going to be left versus right. Fire Camp, you can see, does have the most deads, slightly above us, or they have more KP. They have 100 billion more KP than us. Similar power, similar deads. Down here on the bottom, a slightly more KP for Wind, slightly more power and deads for Water Camp. So I would say that on paper, this does look like a very fair KvK. And we are certainly looking forward to what I hope is a very good fight, right? Like, we're going to fight in Zone 5. Whatever happens in Zone 5 will happen. Then we'll have a bunch of altar fights against Fire Camp, which should be very enjoyable. Then we'll have the past 7 fights, which should be enjoyable. And then I think there's a decent chance that this KvK is not settled before Kingsland, and so we'll probably go into Kingsland as well. Here now, you know, I have it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's AB. It's one A kingdom and one B kingdom per camp, which is wild, right? That's wild stuff because we're all used to being in a camp with a bunch of people. You know, in my last KvK, I was in a camp with 3 other A kingdoms, and 2 KvKs ago, I was in a camp with 2 other A kingdoms. And so now, all of a sudden, like, we're in charge. You know what I mean? Like, in our last 2 KvKs, we had a very good campmates both times, and they sort of took charge and made a lot of the decisions. But now, all of a sudden, we're in this very small camp with one other kingdom. And, I mean, the whole thing is small. Like, it's a small KvK. White Castle, our Korean Whale White Castle, has a huge lead in kill points. And yours truly, I'm 28th in kill points, right? I am 28th in this KvK in kill points at just over 10 billion. Or close to 11 billion. Samurai says, you know, I think Fire will struggle with numbers later on because their allies aren't looking too good. Yeah, so on paper, I think this is a very fair KvK. I would say that now that we've gotten into the KvK, I would say that we're a bit of a favorite. Maybe a 55-45 favorite, maybe a 60-40 favorite. When I was looking at it before the KvK started, I felt like Wind would probably beat Water. Wind has like a very... I think the kingdom that... I think the kingdom that Samurai is in is like very lean. They're very, very lean, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 2648 is super lean. They've got 7.7 billion power, but then they've got, you know, a solid 250 billion KP. So they're like a very lean kingdom, and then their allies 2939 seems like they have decent stats as well. I think we took the weaker of the 2 camps as allies, but I mean, I think it's pretty close, right? Like, I think Wind and Fire are relatively comparable. I do think Fire is the favorite to beat us in Lucerne, right? I do think Fire is the favorite in Lucerne. Just because they have more KP, and I expect them to have more pilots than we have. But at the same time, and I'm just going to be honest about everything. I'm always just very honest about what I think. The one thing I noticed about Fire is that their king, Dom's been either an R2 or an R1 for this entire Lost Kingdom so far. And he has almost no helps. I've been tracking Dom's helps because I just wanted to see... I'm trying to figure out what to expect in Lucerne. And it feels to me like Dom is not really playing. I could be wrong about that. I haven't talked to anyone about it, but it just feels to me like maybe Dom is taking a break from the game at this point. So that's a factor, right? When you don't have one of your R5s in a war, that can either be a small deal because everybody else steps up, or it can be a very big deal because that person has a huge impact on things. So that's a factor here. They've still got Mist C, who's also listed as a co-leader and has very good stats. They've also got Nugget, the former leader of 2268. She is here in a leadership role as well, and Nugget is very good at territory. So we are expecting a very good fight in Lucerne. I guess I've given away a little bit by saying that I think they're the favorites. And that they will have more pilots than us, but essentially we are expecting a very, very good fight in Lucerne that will last multiple days. Knight, I mean, we can talk after the stream about pilot stuff. We could probably use a couple more pilots. We could probably use a couple more. Nigo, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here, my man. Oh, so yeah, so I guess 2648 is very hungry as well. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, so we've had 2 easy KvKs in a row. 2885 had a tough KvK last time out. They had a really big win against... I don't remember who they fought. I know they were allied with 2956 and 1188. I kind of forget the other team. But I know there was one very big kingdom in that. And so 2885 did win a long, grueling KvK on the Keener Blades map last time. So I was a little bit surprised that they didn't push more training in Eve. One of the other things about the new KvK format is that you do Eve of the Crusade in the Lost Kingdom. We started Eve of the Crusade in the Lost Kingdom. You can see that we are here in 4th place. Samurai's Kingdom is in 3rd. And then a couple of enemies, water and fire, are in 1st and 2nd. 2885 is down here in 6th place. Again, it just like was notable to me that they had a tough KvK last time and then didn't do a ton of training before this one. Might not mean anything, might mean something, I'm not sure. The other thing we can look at here real quick is the honor points so far. I'm up here in 22nd place. I've been chaining a fair bit so far, trying to get that crystal tech up. We are first in honor points for the coalition, and we are also first in honor points for the camp. So that's another thing. Like, we're not necessarily a super active camp, right? We are the 2 oldest kingdoms in this KvK. Typically, the older kingdoms are less active, score less in honor points. So I'm a little surprised that we're first in honor points, but obviously that doesn't really matter very. I mean, who cares who's ahead in honor at this point? Looks like we did get a training rune, so let me go ahead and mark that one. Does the Chronicle go as usual as pre-KvK progress? Yeah, it's pretty similar. Yeah, the Chronicle doesn't seem too different. No, the Chronicle's not different. Everything happens at the same pace. The funny thing is, you know, this first stage of the Chronicle is always a little bit important because it sets the timetable for the entire KvK. What's crazy about this one is that neither team finished the Chronicle. Now, that is partly a factor of because of the fact that there's only 8 kingdoms in this KvK. Usually there are more kingdoms, but we basically went almost an entire day before finishing 20 forts. So the passes are actually going to open at 0 UTC. Whereas most KvKs open at, you know, like 14 or 15 UTC, we're actually going to we're going to start fighting at 0 UTC, which I find like very, very interesting. Looks like somebody's messaging me right now. Let me just... I'm not sure why Richfield was messaging me about chords, but yeah, so it's going to be like a midday war. You know, it's going to be 5 p.m. here when the war starts. I think that we have more Asian players than the enemy does, and so we were fine with this start time. And then I think on the 2885 side, they... I think they're fine with it as well for various reasons, is what I would say. You know, I did get a bit of a scouting report on 2885. Let's put it that way. Samurai says passes open at 2 a.m. for me. Yeah, somebody from your kingdom, I'm not going to say who, but somebody from your kingdom, Samurai, was like, man, I'm going to be pounding a lot of energy drinks in this war. So, yeah, it's a crazy start time. It's honestly a really crazy start time. I'm cool with it, man. I'm definitely cool with it. I rarely go into a war getting a full night of sleep, but I'll have a full night of sleep before this one, so I'm all for it. But yeah, that's pretty much the KvK. That's pretty much the matchup. Seba, how's it going, man? How's it going, Seba? Good to have you here. The only other thing to talk about as far as the KvK goes, I think, is... Oh, there's two other things. Okay, so one of the crazy things is we're not gonna be able to see it anymore, but like when, you know how in the past there was that, there was the thing where you trade in building speedups for training speedups, right? Now in KvK, you can trade in training speedups and research speedups. You can trade in both. So so this is what it looks like. The event is called One Man's Trash. You go to One Man's Trash and you turn in your building speedups and your research speedups. There are limits to how many you can turn in, but the limits are pretty high. And then you can use that currency to buy either healing speedups or training speedups. And what you might notice here is that there are big discounts on some of these. There's a 40% discount on the 3-hour healing, 50% discount on the hour-long healing. If I scroll up here in a moment here, this is just a quick little video. Look at this. On this 8-hour training speedups, you've got a 75% discount on this thing. This was sort of, I would describe it as a life-changing moment for me because I had a whole lot of research speedups. I'm one of those people who never hits the instant button on research speedups, right? You can probably see it right now, right? Or maybe not right now, but so basically I just never hit instant. I never hit the instant button because I like to choose what speedups I'm using. I like to choose which speedups I'm using, right? So I have a bunch of research speedups, like a bunch of research speedups. And yeah, Rave. Oh, here, I'll show you guys. I'll just show you guys right now. So I have a lot of currency. I didn't I talked to one other player, CK Sin, mentioned how many speedups he got, how many days. But I think the amount of currency I have up here, 971,000. I think this is like a really high number. I don't think most people are going to have this much. However, yes, Seba, that is the correct math because I did the math before the stream. Because here we go. I'm just going to buy all this stuff now. Just watch what I buy. Like, watch what I buy with all this currency. I'm like looking around, right? I'm trying to figure out like what to buy. What's the biggest discount? Do I want training speedups or healing speedups? And then I'm like, well, obviously the best deal is the 75% off. It's the 75% off training speedups. I'm just figuring it out. I'm figuring out like what my best strategy is. So I'm like, well, I guess I should buy all these. Okay, I can buy all of them. Okay, there's 433 days of speedups right there in one shot, and I still have more. I've still got more. I'm not even out. So I buy all the 1-hour speedups, the 50% discounts. We went from the 75% discount to the 50% discount. All right, now more 50% discount. Get the healing speedups here. All right, now we're down to the 40%ers, right? Okay, 40%. Do we want training or do we want healing? Why not both? Why we can't get both. Well, then we run out. We get the healing over the training. We run out. Now, the question is, how many days... Look, I called this video God tier collecting, right? The question is, how many days of speedups did I just get from turning in building and research speedups? I got 540 days of speedups. 540 days of speedups. And I can tell you right now, I still have a lot left over, right? I've got a lot of building speedups left, and I've got a lot of research speedups. I mean, I haven't looked at it really close. I guess I'm actually pretty low, right? Like I've run out of 15 hours. I've run out of 8 hours. I'm low on 15 minutes. I've got a lot of 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and 60 minutes. And so what I'm doing is I'm waiting for helps on my research. And then when I want to finish one of these researches, I'm only using the 60 minutes, the 30 minutes, and the 5 minutes. Because I've got a ton of them, and I'll go into the next KvK and I'll still I'll return the max amount of these 3 types. But I want to build up, obviously, the 15s, the 8s, the 3s, etc., right? So that was like pretty crazy, bro. 540 days of speed ups out of the freaking blue, right? Out of the blue. Like out of the clear blue sky, I got 540 days of speed ups. I'm not going to show you how many speed ups I have because obviously I'm going to war very soon. But let's just say that it was a really nice boost. Especially with training, because I was out of training speed ups. Basically, I burned through my training speed ups doing Bastion Quest and stuff like that. And I generally used my universals for healing. Tran, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it very much. So yeah, that's a lot, man. Like I have so many training speed ups now. Like I just have a crazy number of training speed ups. And I'm also at my all-time high with power. Like even with all the training speed ups I still have, this is my all-time high in power. Like all-time high. So that's pretty wild stuff, man. That is pretty wild stuff. And I just recommend that people don't hit instant. Like I don't think it's worth it to hit instant on these research speedups. Now, maybe if you have so many, like 5 minutes, the thing is, if you hit the instant, it's gonna pick what speedups you use. So I would almost pick myself what length of time I use for the speedups, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I was very glad. That I saved all my research speedups all these years. Other people have been burning through them, insta-doing their crystal tech. Steppa says you can save these training speeds for 3 KvKs and win Zenith. Well, I think the Cav Zenith is coming pretty soon. So even if I don't win it, I could just like grab another 30-day or whatever. I've got this guy. Maybe it's a little ways away because this skin was pretty recent. The 20% cab attack. I've got this 15-day skin. I don't really want to use it now. I wish I had the 30-day because then I could use it for both fights. But I might break this out for the level 7 passes in Kingsland. Not sure. But it would be nice to get another one of these for a future KvK, right? I don't know if I can win a Zenith, but you know, we'll see, right? We'll see. So Tran is asking, can I show my gear? Yeah, Tran, I'm gonna do a little bit of crafting here in a moment. I'm gonna show you guys the crystal tech. I know people have made videos about crystal tech before. Let me just give you my thoughts about crystal tech as a mid-spender who is also a garrison and rally lead. I'm a Cav player, so this is what my life is with this crystal tech, is I'm just pushing cavalry stats really hard, right? I'm pushing cav stats very, very hard. I'm trying to get this healing here. This is going to be another 15% health that I could get that would be very useful. I'm a little bottlenecked at the moment. There is a bottleneck that occurs once you get to this level here. Once you get to the healing or the health level, you do get a bit of a bottleneck here where you have to upgrade your special concoctions, and you also have to upgrade barbarian bounties and Karaku reports. But the new crystal tech is good. It's definitely better. It's just nice to have certain things combined. Like this skill here, Barbarian Bounties, it combines the bonus crystals with the extra damage to barbs. So that's pretty nice. The troop capacity being very early on in the tree is also very nice. And being able to get a lot of the cavalry stats without spending a ton of money is going to be really good for me as well. Now, the thing is, my infantry and my archers are super scuffed. Like, how incredibly scuffed am I going to be in 3 days in the open field with my 2 infantry marches and my 1 archer march? I'm leaving a lot on the table here for sure. Just from... It's basically I'm leaving attack and I'm leaving speed on the table. So 5% attack right here, 5% march speed right here if I had maxed these 2 things, and then This is going to be another 7.5% of attack. And another, I think, 10%. Oh, and defense. I'm losing defense as well. I think this is going to be like... it's 15% defense here. You could also do the march speed, so like another 10. So my infantry and my archers are going to be 15% slower than my cav, and they're going to be short about 12.5% attack and 15% defense, because I'm pushing to the second half of this tree, whereas I think most people are just going to kind of... Well, I don't know what most people are going to do. I probably should have recommended something to the people in my kingdom. Like, do you focus on just one troop type, or do you spread it around? The thing is, most people run something like 2-2-1. And so it's a little bit tough to decide. Obviously, if you run like 3 infantry marches, you should just lean into infantry and do it that way. But I do wonder how compromised my open field is going to feel on Thursday, because I'm just focusing on the one troop type, you know? But I do think the new crystal tech is good, and the rune thing is cool, man. I love the runes. Like, we've been just dropping runes. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a dropped, like, I think Kaz did this either... I think Kaz dropped this, probably. Kaz has just been, like, dropping runes. Like, if we need a training rune, he'll make a training rune. If we've got a training room, he'll make an AP recovery room. Knight saying, here's what I noticed with the new tech. Since the tech has health, the health rune is less relevant compared to the attack one. Okay. I mean, I still maybe would lean towards a health rune, but yeah. They're kind of more balanced. The 3 combat types are a little more balanced. Here's a tip: refer your gear and armaments, invest on tech in which those excels better. Yeah, I mean, so that I'm kind of going in the reverse direction here, Knights, and I'll start showing you guys the equipment now. Because we are going to craft a little bit of stuff. We're going to craft a little bit of stuff here. Basically, I have about 275 legendary materials that I can use to craft things. And I was kind of going through it earlier, and I was like, okay, what do I want to spend these materials on? Because basically, I've got a ton of gear. I've got all legendary gear, but I've got a ton of gear that is not tier 2, right? Like, this infantry helm is not tier 2. If I'd made it tier 2, I would get another 1.5 health. The sacred grips are not tier 2. Over here on the Arthur, basically this is all tier 1 on Arthur. And I did think to myself that my Arthur march is probably going to do better than my BQ march, because of the fact that I've got so much better Cav crystal tech. And so I'm going to lean a little bit towards upgrading the tier 2s on Arthur rather than on BQ. But, one second, I'm just... Is the music playing? This is a very weird song, isn't it? Let me just fast forward to the next song. This is a weird song. Okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the opposite, like the reverse of the same concept as Knight, where I'm just gonna craft stuff that aligns with my crystal tech. But let's just go ahead and get into that. Let's just go ahead and get into the crafting. Please throw a like on this stream, guys. We are going to do a little bit of crafting. I think we're only making one piece, but it's a big one. We're going to build a drum. We're going to build our first war drum right now. So let's go. Throw a like on the stream. Give me as many good vibes as you can, because we're just going to go into this thing and make a drum. I would love to get a crit here. If I get a crit, I don't even know what I would... I think I might make it infantry. I think I might make this thing infantry if I get a crit, so... Let's see. Brian, look at the LKC. Okay, I'll look at the LKC. Yeah, well, you know. No OnlyFans and no webcam even. No webcam today either. I'm overdue for a haircut, so no webcam either. But yeah, here we go. We're gonna make this drum right here. It's been a long time since I got a crit. So let's freaking go right now. Let's do this. Reward me for actually streaming for the first time in over a month. And give me the crit. Ah, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh my gosh, it has been so long since I critted anything. It's almost been like a year or more. Oh, so we got the Vanquisher bundle. That's good. There we go. 4 more materials. There we go. Lee, thank you for the drum roll. So the deal is, I already had 10 legendary accessories. The problem is that I've got a Mora's Web, I've got a Vengeance, and I've got a Dagger. So I've got 3 really below average. I've got 3 very below average accessories. I just think I need to upgrade at this point. I will put the drum on the BQ. Let me go ahead and put the drum on the BQ here. And then I'm going to give the Dagger to the Zoog. And the Mora's Web is going to just be on the bench when I'm 5 marching, right? It'll just be on the bench when I 5 march. I'm not going to dismantle it because I sometimes 6th march, and it will be nice to have legendary accessories on my 6th march. But there we go. Yeah, I think I've had maybe 3 crits. I think I've had 3 crits. The rest of what we're doing is we're going to awaken some stuff. We're going to awaken some stuff. So I need to buy the infantry KvK helm. Let me see where that is. I think it's this. Yeah, Helm of the Conqueror. I'm going to buy the Helm of the Conqueror. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and awaken. We are going to go ahead and awaken this Helm of the Conqueror on BQ. This will give us another 1.5% health. And this is a base, I believe this is a base stat rather than an additive stat. But let's go ahead and awaken this thing to tier 2 here. There we go. We're just sort of buffing up. We're just sort of buffing up our things. Then we're also, and then, oh, I need materials now? Excuse me? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Did I do the math wrong here? Oh, I think I did the math like crazy wrong. Oh man, I did the math. Wait, what is happening here? I thought that I had way more materials than I do. Huh. I think I did the math wrong on I think I did the math wrong on how many materials I had, actually. Yeah, obviously I did. Alright, well, I guess that's all we're crafting. Actually, we can awaken a few small things. I think we can awaken a few small things here. Let me go ahead and open up all my equipment keys real quick. Maybe we get a few more materials from this. Let me go ahead and say thank you to Port for Oh, how do I reply? There we go. Thank you for your support. And we'll give him the heart. We'll give him the hearts for the suggestion that I start on OnlyFans. There you go. Appreciate it, Port. So thank you for everyone from 2648 for hanging out. Okay, so I did the math really, really bad on this, but I think we still can upgrade a couple other things. We can upgrade this. We can upgrade the Ash of the Dawn to tier 2. We'll go ahead and do that. Yep. So Ash of the Dawn goes up to tier 2 as well. And then do we have enough to iconicize this? So we have enough. We might have enough. I guess I have to combine these, right? There we go. We make the blueprint. There we go. We just need the materials. We need 3 materials for this. We'll craft this in a couple of days, you know. We'll get there in a minute. So I did the math incorrectly here on my materials, and that will mean that this Pride of the Khan will not be tier 5 for my rallies and garrisons. It's not a good thing, but not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think that's about it for equipment. Now we will go ahead and move on to armaments. The armament situation. Let me tell you all about my armament situation here. All right, so the big thing that happened is that a couple of days ago, I pulled this special inscription from a dispatch quest. Unstoppable. Very, very nice special inscription. It does not have any cav stats on it now, but we're going to spend a bunch of time today turning this into a cavalry armament. Now, I was very far on the wish list. You know, I had my wish list on the instrument. I think I was 8 out of 10, or maybe I just gone to 9 out of 10 on this. So pulling that did reset my wish list, right? So I'm back to 0 out of 10 on the wedge formation wish list. Even the pity on this is back to 0. So I've got this inscription, and I'm going to craft use a ton of stones and reset crystals on this in a short bit. Now, am I going to keep this wedge, or am I going to convert it to arch? Am I going to convert it to arch to use on my Attila formation, right? Because I've got the arch formation on Attila, I've got the wedge on Eleanor. Cav players in this game have just been getting screwed over for a very long time now, where everybody else has one. They just have one formation type, right? You know, Gorgo and Tokugawa, they just use pincer. Like, they just use pincer. And then Scipio Aemilianus rallies also uses pincer. So all that infantry has to do is build pincer. All that archers have to build, whether it's for QSH, whether it's for the new rally, whether it's for CY, they just have to build wedge, right? They just have to build wedge. I'm pretty sure CY is wedge, right? There's Toku. I don't think I've unlocked CY, actually. Yeah, I haven't unlocked CY, but okay, so I don't know exactly what formation CY needs, but obviously if CY is paired with Hera, then you need then wedge is good for there too. But basically, yeah, all you need for archers are wedge, all you need for infantry is pincer, but for cav, you need arch for Attila, you need wedge for Eleanor, and we have no idea what the new cav garrison is going to be. We have no idea. Is it going to be wedge? Is it going to be arch? Is it going to be combo? Like, you need combo for Arthur, you need wedge for Eleanor, and you need arch for Attila. Like, how big of a friggin' joke is that? It's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. So, to be completely honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to convert this or not. I don't know if I'm going to convert this for Attila or not. The plan has always been to convert this to arch, because straight to the point is like super, super good, right? This slot for arch is extremely good, straight to the point. This is one of the best inscriptions in the game. So my plan was to convert this to straight to the point, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. I don't think I'm going to do that today because it's possible we'll need my Eleanor garrison in the next zone more than we'll need my Attila. What's probably going to happen is I'm going to make a game time decision. I'm going to make an on-field decision where if we are winning, if we're doing well in the zone, I will convert this inscription to Arch and use it on my Attila Subutai rally. But for now, I'm just going to roll it. I'm just going to roll it and leave it as wedge. Because obviously it costs 10 conversion stones to do this. Then we're also going to craft a couple of other things. We're going to convert one thing to Delta for Arthur. But first we have to open our armament chests, right? The first thing we have to do is open our armament chests. And we are going to open Arch. We're going to open Arch formation chests because we are 4 out of 10 on the Arch wish list. And we're also somewhat far down the pity roll here. And basically what I can do with these Arch formations that I pull is I can improve my BQ LC, right? I can improve my BQ LC. Yeah, I mean, Knights, it could be combo. Like, the next Cav Garrison could be combo, but then Eleanor's in very bad shape, right? Like, aren't they going to... I mean, Eleanor is so mediocre as is. Aren't they going to give Eleanor, like, a good pair? I mean, are they going to give... If they go combo damage, then Eleanor is just kind of screwed, right? She's just completely screwed. So, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. But we're going to open Arch, and look, we can improve the BQ. We can improve the BQ's Arch formation here. Obviously, this would get converted to Pincer at some point down the road. But I do not have the stones for that right now. And these are all some pretty good armaments here. Like, as Arch formation infantry sets go, this is a pretty good set. But if we can get some sort of improvement on this, we will go ahead and do it. And we will also just progress on the wish list, right? So let's go ahead and open up our armament chests now. We've got a decent amount here. We've got a decent amount. Do throw a like on the stream if you enjoy watching people get cooked by their armament chests. We did get an orange here right off the bat. That's pretty good. So that's a decent, you know, I mean, I guess it's hollow square. I guess I don't need to lock that, right? I guess I don't need to lock that, but we're going to go through this pretty fast. We'll go through this pretty fast here. And hopefully we get something good. Eleanor didn't really screw Jan Ziska. I mean, Eleanor was just like a tiny upgrade to Jan. I mean, Eleanor was just like a very, very small upgrade to Jan. So we're opening up the random legendaries here. Looks like we got 2 hollow squares, a line formation, a scroll for wedge, and then whatever this is. Looks like we can just recycle all these right off the bat, huh? 3.4% cav attack on a hollow square. Yeah, I think we just recycle all 5 of these, like, right away, honestly. There we go. Toby, how's it going, man? Thank you for joining the stream. Very much appreciated. We are just opening up some armaments right now. Toby, of course, is from 3092. We did get the bad news recently that that bus driver is retiring from the game. I guess I can show this. This is my OBS. This is my OBS. And so I did want to acknowledge that bus driver was a great content creator and honestly became a good friend to me in the game. So I've got the bus driver square here for when Bus and I would do podcasts together. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. I'm going to go ahead and remove the bus driver square because I don't think we're going to need that one anymore. So we're just going to clean up my OBS a little bit, but rest in peace to bus driver. Moving on with his life at this point. Which, you know, I mean, rest in peace, but also congratulations, because I think quitting this game will open up a lot of time and energy for people. All right, so we're going to open Arch here. We're opening Arch. 8 blues. There you go. Not even going to look at them. Not even going to look at those puppies. Give me something good here. A purple. Purple. I think we can just bulk recycle, right? Like, we just bulk recycle all this. He is dead, Knight. Like, he is dead. In our world, he is dead. Like, I just think once you stop playing with people, you're more than likely not going to talk to them anymore, unfortunately. Bad Abdul, good evening to you as well. Thank you for being here, Bad Abdul. Really appreciate it. All right, so we're getting through these blues real quick here. Nothing good here from the blues yet. But now we've got a lot of purples and a lot of oranges here. Let's see what we can get here in the Arch formation. We're looking for infantry first and foremost, but cavalry is fine too, and obviously archers, we can convert that too. So let's just see what we get here. Arch formation. We get the inscription right off the bat with ballistics. I think this is V formation. And if it's not ranged, then you get 1.5% more counterattack. Not very good. Do I lock this, or do I just... I don't even think I lock this. I'm not even going to lock it. I'm just going to recycle that puppy. But an inscription right off the bat from the purples. That's good. That's good. 3 more oranges. 3 more oranges here. Yeah, no good stats there. No good stats on that one. I think we'll probably get I think we're probably going to for sure get a rare inscription tonight, because we only need to get 100 legendary armaments before we get a guaranteed rare inscription. So I think we'll hit it that tonight, or at least we'll get very close. Nothing there. Triple siege, but we don't care about the triple siege. Nothing good on the purples either. Remember when we used to take a really long time looking at these armaments? And now we just burn through them because it's pretty tough to get something that's an upgrade. We do get another inscription here. Another inscription here in the horn slot for Arch. Primed. I don't think primed is very good. Oh, it gives march speed. So this is okay. Like, this is something that could be decent on infantry or something like that. So I'm gonna lock this. I'll lock the primed. Oops. There we go. All right. We're getting through these purples very, very quickly here. No legendary inscriptions this time. Absolute strikeout on those 10. Let's friggin' hit a home run this time. We are still pulling Arch formation here. 1 legendary. Very bad stats. 1.5, 1.5, 1.7. That is absolutely nothing right there. And none of these purple inscriptions are any good either. We are getting through this quite quickly. 3 legendaries this time. We still haven't seen a single good stat. I think we saw 1. I think we saw like 3.4% attack. But other than that, we haven't seen a single good roll. Much less a good inscription. Here we go. Another 10. Boom. Come on. All right, another inscription. We're running pretty good on the inscriptions, the legendary inscriptions here with the purple scrolls. Let's just take a look at these purple inscriptions first. And here we go, another horn slot here, the inscription. Uplifting. Uplifting is very, very good. Uplifting is very, very good. I do already have it, but it's nice to have another one. Here's archer attack and cav defense. I don't think I'll use this, but I will lock it. And uplifting is obviously a very, very good inscription for normal attack damage commanders, because it gives you an extra 1% normal damage every second, or every 10 seconds, up to 5%. So that's a pretty good inscription right there. One more legendary. Bad stats. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. All right. One more legendary. Okay, double infantry roll, but all very low rolls here. You really want to be getting 2.5% of stats or more for it to really be worth it. So we're not going to lock that one. Almost through all of these purples at this point. Yeah. 3.1% cav health, not bad, but no inscription there. And nothing on this one. Down now to our final 4 chests here. Let's see what we can do. Nothing. So nothing too good out of the purples, but now we are on to the legendaries. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go here. Give me something good. Give me some sort of upgrade to my BQ LC March here. You know? Just something. Okay, 1 inscription. Let's just look through these stats here. We're just looking for something interesting on these stats. We don't have to roll too much. Nothing yet. A lot of low rolls today, man. A lot of low rolls. All right, so here's the inscription and the flag slot. Rebuff. 2.5% more counterattack and very low rolls. I have other rebuffs. I don't need another rebuff, and these rolls are very low. And so, honestly, I mean, I looked through all these as I went through it, and there was nothing that I wanted. So I'm just going to bulk recycle all these. Let's just get rid of them now, you know? Let's just bulk recycle all these. Yeah, rebuff's no good. All right, here we go. Another 10. Another 10 on arch formation. No inscriptions. Holy smoke. Oh, no. Triple roll, but very low rolls here. That's pretty good. I mean, those are some pretty good infantry stats there. It's on the most common slot. I don't really need this, but I mean, maybe someday you put like a special inscription on something like this. I'll just lock it. Just in case. Triple roll archers. 3 archer stats with 2s in front of them. Again, probably not great, but I will lock it. I think what I have in my Zoog now with the hunter inscription is better than this, but I'll just lock it because whatever. It's decent. It's decent. All right, nothing so far. The big whiff on these legendary inscriptions, actually. What do you got for us here? Give me the double. 1 inscription again. Looking through these, looking for some big rolls. Looking for like a 2% all damage. Give me a 2% all damage. I don't really think I lock this, honestly. Like, there's no good way to roll this with the cav roll and the infantry roll. So I'm not even going to lock this one. Nothing there. Nothing there. And here's the inscription now. It's in a good slot. What do they got for me? Elite with double siege and a low inf roll. Oh god, that's terrible. I mean, elite's okay, but I've got a bunch of elites already. I just don't even lock this thing. I don't even lock it. All right, we got to get something here. What is going on, man? What is going on? Double inscription. Let's freaking go, baby. It's not in the best slot. It's in the worst slot for a double inscription, but we can't complain about the double. We can't complain about the double inscription here. We can't complain about the double until we look at it. When we look at it, we might complain. Oh, what? These rolls are just terrible, man. All of these rolls are terrible. All right, let's look at this double now. It's in the scroll slot. It's the worst place for a double, but Breaker and Well-Clad. Okay, I mean, this is a pretty good double inscription. Breaker is extremely good, reducing the target's defense. And then Well-Clad is 3.5% defense. This is a very good double inscription. Now, it's in a slot where, like, things aren't amazing, but I might be able to put this on my BQ. You know, so this is Breaker and Well-Clad. Let's look at the BQ real quick. Let's just look at the BQ and see what we have in that slot right now. We've just got the Ward. When they use an active skill, their troops takes 5% less damage for 3 seconds. Ward is pretty good, and these rolls are okay, but the Breaker Well-Clad combo is a better inscription than Ward for sure. So I think I'm going to add that to my list of things we might roll. And I'm probably going to put it pretty high, actually. I'll put the new double scroll. Yeah, well, yeah, so pretty good pull there with the double inscription. We at least got something out of this, right? We got something out of it. And let's just take a look at where we are on the pity. We're 41 away from getting a guaranteed rare inscription. We're not going to get there today, but let's continue opening this stuff. Moonton, welcome to the stream. Samurai, no, I have not switched to Pincer yet. I had to switch some stuff to Arch for the I switched some stuff to Arch first for I don't know where I don't really know where my conversion stones went, to be honest. Oh, you know what I did? I had a line formation. I had a line formation armament in this slot, and so I swapped that over. Wait. No. I had a line formation armament, and I swapped that over to this invincible. So I spent 10 stones to convert this. And then I converted a couple other small things. So I've got like 12 stones right now. I mean, conversion is very expensive, especially if you don't buy any. We are going to convert one thing in a moment, though. All right, 2 inscriptions here. 2 inscriptions this time. No complaints there. Still looking for some good rolls. The 3.5% cav health in the horn slot. I'm just going to go ahead and lock this. Probably won't ever do anything with it, but we'll hoard that one. Double infantry rolls, but pretty low rolls. Not too compelling. Now let's look at the inscriptions. First, the scroll slot. Okay. Triple cav with battle ready. Interesting. Interesting, guys. This is interesting. What does battle ready do? Whenever the wielder's troop launches a basic attack, it has a 10% chance to consume 100 rage to gain 35% normal damage. So it's just a worse version of destructive, basically. So battle ready is just a worse version of destructive. So this is more so a conversion candidate, but the question is, what would I ever convert this to, right? So, okay, this is decent. I don't think I can use this immediately, but I'm not going to complain about a rare inscription with triple cav stats, right? I'm not going to complain about it. It could have been a lot better, though. It could have been a lot better than this. And then we've got Cleanser here. We've got Cleanser for the barb damage. I'm going to lock that because I do need more Cleansers. So I'll show you guys what the situation here is, right? Like, this is you can't really use this for Arch. It's so bad for Arch. This inscription is so bad for Arch. But so then the question is, what do you convert it to? What cav do you convert it to? I can't convert it to Delta because I've already got Thrasher, right? I've already got something much better for Delta. What I have for Arch right now in that slot is I have a double inscription, like just a regular double inscription. But I think this is better than Battle Ready. I think this is like significantly better than Battle Ready. The Retaliatory and the War Cry. So can't really convert it there. The place where I could potentially convert it is with with like my wedge number 2. With my wedge set number 2, but even this has Hunter already. My wedge number 2 has Hunter already, so honestly, I don't really think I can use that for anything. I could use it for like wedge number 3, but I never run wedge 3, and it would cost me 3 conversion stones. So honestly, as good as that armament looked, I actually don't think I can use it at all. I actually don't think I will ever use that. But we're down to our final 4. We're down to our final 4. Let's see if we can get something here with the scraps at the end. Arch formation, we're still doing it. We're still doing it. And we do get another inscription. That's good. Another inscription is good. What do I think is better, Hunter or Crazed plus Bellicose? I would imagine it's Hunter, but I'll look real quick. Yeah, nothing there. I'm not going to lock that. And then here we go. Infamy, but really bad stats. Infamy is a good inscription. It's a good slot, but very bad stats. I will go ahead and lock that one, just in case. So Samurai's asking Hunter versus Crazed and Bellicose. Let's take a look. You can see that my wish list is up to 5 out of 10. So I burned through all of those armaments. Didn't really get a whole lot, but I at least increased my wish list there. So Hunter is very, very good. I generally gave Hunter... I think I gave Hunter like 15 to 18% of stats. I said that this Hunter inscription is basically worth 15 to 18% of stats. Let's see how much we think Crazed plus Bellicose is worth. So Crazed gives... When the wielder's troop deals direct damage, it gains 35 rage. I mean, Crazed seems pretty bad to me. Crazed seems pretty bad to me, Samurai. I don't know how many stats to give this. Every time it deals direct damage, it gains 35 rage. Like, so it's getting like 75 rage or 70 rage per like cycle. That seems really bad to me. Crazed seems extremely bad to me. If I'm generous, I would give it 2.5% of stats, make maybe 3% of stats. But I'm going to say 2.5% of stats is what Craved is worth. And then Bellicose is quite good. Bellicose, whenever their wielder's troop launches any type of basic attack, it has a 10% chance to deal 5% bonus damage for 3 seconds. So it's dealing 0.5 bonus damage per second, but it's across 3 seconds. That's 1.5% all damage, but there's a cooldown, so you have to reduce that a little bit. Let's say it's 1.2% all damage. That's going to be 3% of stats. So yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close. Hunter is worth 15 to 18% of stats, whereas Crazed plus Bellicose is only worth about 6% of stats. People in the chat are saying that Crazed is good on QSH, which is an excellent segue into what we might as well do now. We still have to roll our armaments. We'll get to that in a moment. But since you all brought up QSH, let's go ahead and do this right now. Let's go ahead and max QSH. QSH is an absolute beast. I'll just show you guys for people who aren't like really up to date on everything. Earlier I was doing Lost Canyon and I was like, I've been losing a little bit the last few days. And I was like, am I losing because more people maxed QSH? And I think it's probably true because, like, look at my last match, right? I attacked this guy from MW58 and I was like, oh no, it wasn't this one. It was this guy, Mr. Kamarov. I was looking at the matchup and I was like, okay, he's got QSH. Let's see how QSH does. Let's see like how much more damage a QSH in the backline does versus my Zuge Herman. Look at this. Look at the kills on the QSH, bro. 545,000 kills. He's way ahead of everybody. He did more than double. He did more than double my Zug Herman. And I'm pretty sure they're in the same position, right? Like, I'm pretty sure they're just in the middle in the back, right? Is that where my Zug is? Yeah, so they're in the same spot, right? The Zuge is back here. And then the QSH is back here. They have the exact same position on the map. The exact same position. Or actually, my Zug might be in front. My Zug might have been in the front row. So, never mind what I said there. But, let me check. Is my Zug in the front row? I think he is. I think my Zug is in the front row. But anyway. Yeah, QSH is just an absolute beast. He's just an absolute stone beast. So we're just going to max him. We'll just go ahead and max him right now. Samurai's already counting on the Hunter at the end of this thing. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. So yeah, we've got enough gold heads to max QSH, and we're going to war in a couple of days. I'm not going to overthink this. I mean, I'm going to overthink it, but I shouldn't. I mean, I could build Tokugawa. I could build Tokugawa and have a really shit, but I can't build Tokugawa because the crystal tech now means I can't be an infantry garrison. So yeah, we're just building QSH. We're just building QSH. The Herman goes to the bench. We'll run QSH Zug for our one Archer March. And I'll feel pretty good about that. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to feel pretty good about that. Because Archers have been pretty underwhelming for quite a while. And so it's going to be nice to have the best Archer March. And it's nice to be able to build this guy immediately, right? I'm not going to be skipping one KvK while I build up my heads. I think Praetus is pretty upset that she's not going to be able to max QSH. I think Skliff was complaining that QSH is not in the Alliance mobilization rewards. So, you know, I'm glad that I'm able to get this guy immediately, right? Dutone, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm, you know. If they're going to make Archers great again, I will be along for the ride. That's for sure. Because I do have a decent set of Archer gear, and I have a decent set of Archer armaments. So, yeah, hopefully this guy just does a really good job for me. I have no plans of going to a second Archer March or anything like that, but... Sorry, I'm obviously, like, pretty slow at leveling up commanders, but... Bad Abdul, if you want to share the report, you can find me in 1770. I think I'm an officer. I'm an officer in HDS right now, so if you want to message me, you can do that. And then once we get QSH done, we will go ahead and reset a couple of armaments. We're going to do some crafting of armaments here and see what we can do with that. I know there's a pity system in the game with armaments now. Is there anything I need to think about, like, strategically to take advantage of the pity system? I haven't heard too many people talking about it. I think I watched one Chisgel video where he was doing something with it, but other than that, I haven't seen too many people doing pity stuff. I don't know how you all feel, but I feel like ROK YouTube has just been slow lately, right? It's just been a little bit slow. The numbers are down a little bit, you know, views are down a little bit. Some content creators have been quiet. I've been quiet, obviously. But I forget, I was going to say something and now I completely forget. Anyway, QSH is maxed. Oh, you know what it was? What I found funny about ROK YouTube recently is that I just don't think... I didn't really see too many people talking about this, you know? I didn't see people talking about this Another Man's Treasure event and how significant it was. I mean, this is like a crazy event. Like, it's actually just a very game-changing type of event. So I was surprised that I didn't see any videos about that. But anyway. All right, so QSH is maxed. We got him. Let's go ahead and put the gear on the QSH. Where is he right now? Did I not make him level 50? Bro, I'm tripping right now. Where's QSH? Oh, there he is. Oh, he needs to get the talents. Well, for now we're just gonna put the gear on him, just to show you all like what I'm working with. We're gonna give him the dagger instead. Let's upgrade this gear. So I mean, this is my archer gear. It's just all tier 1, legendary, other than the tier 4 boots. And then my armaments are as follows. Here are my armaments for the QSH. Again, nothing amazing, but decent armaments here. Like, pretty good stats. If you look at the stats over here, we're getting close to 10% here on all these stats. Plus, we've got another 2% all damage. We've got Hunter, we've got Evasive, we've got Eclipsed, which is pretty good. And then we've got Daring, which is very good on QSH. So, again, archers are not my focus, but I've got a quality archer setup and really excited to see what QSH can do for that setup. All right, so now we let's look at Bad Abdul's report here. What the hell is this? What what happened here, Abdul? 1.4 million severely wounded for the enemy? Dude, what is this report? You might be able to share the report, Abdul. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you can reshare it, but... Holy smokes, look at this QSH Zoog open field. I mean, this is... I don't even know how this happened. This is like you... It's almost looks like you're fighting like tier 1 or something. But to be honest, this is the craziest trade I've ever seen. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a trade crazier than this. So the enemy has like a ton of troops. Oh, a friend shared the report. Okay. And Dudo says, QSH did double the kills of BQ in my Zone 5. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm laughing about it now, but I mean, I hope they didn't break the game. Like, I hope they didn't break the game with QSH where, like, he's so much better than old commanders that there's almost, like, no point in running old commanders. I don't know. But that's a wild report right there. Wow. We'll run him in Canyon a little bit later just to see how he does in Canyon. But yeah, now we've got the... So now we're going to craft our armaments, okay? And so this is what we're working with. We have 12 conversion stones. We could buy another one and get 13. We're going to craft basically two things. We're going to craft two things. We're going to craft this Unstoppable. We're going to use most of our stuff on this Unstoppable and turn this into a Cav armament. Our goal is to get three cavalry stats on this armament. And then the other thing we are going to do is we are going to convert... We are going to convert this. We're going to convert this guy, the double inscription with the double cav stats. We're going to convert this to Delta. Let's go ahead and just do that now. That's not Delta. That's Pincer. That's not Delta. This is Pincer. So we're going to get causative on our Arthur, which is causative is very, very good because it causes items to trigger more often. So we're going to convert this. I'm just going to make sure that I'm converting the right one. Because we could convert even keeled, but it's not as good. It's not a double. We could convert this, but it's not as good. Yeah, we're going to convert this. We're converting this to a Delta, and we're just going to put it on the Arthur right away. Yeah, let's just go ahead and convert this. Oh, it's 5. I thought it was 3. Oh, it's 5 because it's a double? I think we still convert this. If we want to convert the other one, we can just buy the stones. So yeah, let's go ahead and convert it. Let's go ahead and convert this. All right, that's a big upgrade for Arthur right there. Big upgrade for Arthur. But first and foremost, let's work on this. Let's work on this. Let's just work on this. We've got a lot of transmuting that we need to do here. We're just looking for cav stuff. Thanks, Duto. Appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow. MK54 says that kill point ratio means it's mostly against tier 4. It's just against tier 4. Wow. And a little bit of tier 5. That's a crazy report, Abdul. That is a crazy, crazy report. Crazy report. All right, here we go. Throw a like on this stream if you have not done so already. We need the good luck here. We need the good luck as we transmute. We quickly get a low cav defense roll. Not going to do much for us. This is like an end game armament right here. This is like an armament that I will use forever on my garrison and rally and my tier 1 field march. So we want really big rolls. We want really big rolls. We've got 125 stones and we've got 5 reset crystals. So we're just gonna use a ton of it. We're gonna dump a ton of this stuff on this armament right now and see what we can get. There's 2.6% cav health. The question is, do I lock the 2.6%? That's the question. Do I lock this 2.6%? That's a very interesting question. Let's go through this pity rules real quick. Every 10 transmutations, you're guaranteed to receive 1 attribute for the same unit type as one of your locked attributes. Okay. Every 30 transmutations, you're guaranteed to receive 1 2.5% plus attribute for the same unit type as one of your locked. So Zach is saying lock 2.6 to farm pity. That's kind of what I was thinking there as well. I was thinking I lock it to farm the pity. Yeah, that makes enough sense to me. That makes enough sense to me. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. And maybe we get like a 3 in these other 2 slots, and then later we get rid of this one. We're just putting this, we're locking it for now, basically. For now, we're locking this. I'll replace, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Nothing there. We'll just lock it because the archer defense roll is bigger, but nothing there. There's the 2.1 from cav defense. We'll take it, but we're not locking it. We're not locking 2.1. 2.1 is too low. It's too low for something this good. So we're not going to do that. Now, does the pity reset? Yeah, so the pity resets after that. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, here we go. Well, let's just keep going here. Nothing there. We're going to use our first reset crystal. We've got 4. We've got 4 reset crystals, and then we'll get more as this KvK goes on. But there's the first reset crystal on this guy. And let's keep going. Yeah, I'm not locking that one. 2.3% attack. You know, it's better than 2.1% defense, I guess. So we'll take that, but we're not locking it. I think that resets the pity again. Yep, it resets the pity. But we're building up on this 30 thing. Okay. I mean, we're doing okay. We've got 2 cavalry. At this point, I realize it's going to be a pretty good armament. With this new pity system, you eventually get a very good armament. It takes a lot of materials, but you eventually get a very good armament with the new pity system. 2.9%. Okay, okay. So we'll swap that. That's kind of good because you would rather lock this slot because on this bottom slot you can get either health or damage. Like either roll is good. So we lock the 2.9%. Okay, okay. .1% health. We don't want that. But we are just... So we're going through 30 stones every time we reset. So we might actually go through all our stones just building this armament. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Lots of archer stuff. My gosh. Lots of archer stuff. Nothing there. Reset number 2 here. We're not doing great. We're just kind of... We're not doing great here. We're not doing great. Oh, and I reset this because I got 2.9%. Oh, God. All right, this is... Give me something good here. Come on, guys. Interesting. That's interesting, man. That is... I mean, what do I do now? Obviously, I replace this. But what do I do now? Like, do I keep rolling this? I think I do. I'm up to 6 here. I just want to look at something real quick. I just want to look at, because the other thing I wanted to roll was this, or not this, but was this. I kind of wanted to roll this one a little bit just to get rid of this siege. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to roll this a bit, but I don't know that I'm gonna have the stones for it, and obviously my garrison is more important, so obviously the garrison is more important. But I mean, this thing's not in terrible shape. Yeah, I guess I don't stream enough to get streamer luck anymore. I used to get streamer luck. I think I keep rolling this. I just keep this locked and I re-roll both of these because they're low rolls. Like, they're just low rolls, so I might as well keep going. Because I'm building up this. I'm up to 10 out of 30 there. Holy shit, man. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad, honestly. Abdul says, I think we stop after the next stat. The problem is, if I'm stopping after the next stat, then I should probably just hold on to both of these. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing. Man, all right. So reset crystal number 3 now. Reset crystal number 3. This is pretty bad at this point, I would say, because I don't have any 3 rolls. I haven't gotten a single 3% or above cavalry roll out of like 30 rolls. This is like roll number 32. I haven't gotten a single thing above 3%. That's pretty bad, honestly. I'm up to 17 here. Hopefully when I hit this pity, I get a good roll, not a friggin' 2.7 or something. 2.5% there. I don't think I replace. I don't think I replace that. I don't replace that. Not a 2.5. But that's going to reset this. Oh my god, dude. What the hell? Yeah, I am getting wrecked, aren't I? I'm getting absolutely wrecked. Like, this is... Oh my god, dude. This is like 2 KvKs of saving up stones, too. Samurai wants to just roll the bottom stat and keep the 2.5%. 2.5% is like pretty low, man. It's pretty low, I would say. Let me look at how many stones I have left. Oh, I have to decide if I want to replace. Samurai would lock that and roll the other one. Wow. I mean, at most, I'm getting 1% more. I've got 32 stones left. I've got 32 stones left. I kind of think I keep going. I don't know, like... 2.5% is... So 2.5% is low, but at the same time, all I'm asking to do is get 1% more stats, which is not a lot, right? Like, 1% more stats isn't going to make much of a difference in reports. And I would be burning through, like, a lot of stones to get it, right? Like, these 30 stones, I could potentially get, like, at least 1.8% cav attack on my Arthur. I mean, guaranteeing the tenor is like not... It's not... The tenor is not very good because it could be a really low roll. It could be like a really, really low roll. So obviously I'm debating between keeping what I have now and continuing to roll, or like replacing this and then maybe just rolling the bottom. Couple people saying do the Arthur. So you guys are saying keep the current stats or replace with the new ones? I could keep the current stats. I could get behind the current stats, because what am I really trying to get? With what I have left, I only have 32 stones. If I replaced, then I'd be at 2.5% versus 3.9%. So I'd be getting worse. If I replaced, I would be getting worse, and then I would not have a lot of stones left to try and improve that last one. And like at the end of the day, I'll eventually get a better... Like, this pity roll is so bad. 2.5% is such a bad roll that eventually I think I do better. Yeah, I think I agree with you guys to keep the current, because I had an inclination a few minutes ago that I could just keep the current one. So I'll just do that. I'll just keep the current one. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So now we're over here. Now we've got this. And we can just try and get something here. Hopefully they reward us. Hopefully Arthur rewards us for our loyalty to his setup here. Let's go. Five stones per. Let's show me something cavalry. Show me something cavalry here. We can also buy a couple more stones. I'm able to buy more stones, so. Nope. But we do get the pity here, too, right? We get the pity here, too, so. Nope. 2 more. Nope. Okay, 1.5% cav health. Not terrible. Not terrible. You know. So that's pretty good. That's all right. We got something. We got something there. We're out of stones. I mean, we completely ran out of stones, and so so you know that's sort of where we're at. You know, we've got 1 crystal left. We made some upgrades. We made some upgrades. I mean, you know, this is a good armament, but like, look at the stats on this one comparatively, right? Like, it's so much. The hunter has such better stats than this, but this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. And like, I'll show you my Eleanor, right? I'll show you my Eleanor set. I actually think I probably need to upgrade the Eleanor set. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so this is my Eleanor wedge set. You know, pretty decent set right here. Like, pretty decent Eleanor wedge set right here. Obviously, Eleanor's not that good, but in a pass, for example, like in a pass, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Yeah, Abdul's saying that there was a stream where War Daddy Chadsky literally got 3% and above on 4 armaments with 79 stones. You just saw me go through 122 stones. I just went through 122 stones, and I did not get a single stat above 3% that I wanted. Now, I got some for archers and infantry, but obviously I was going for cav, and I did not get a single stat above 3% out of 122 stones. That's pretty bad. But, you know, it was fine. It was fine. So, yeah, that's that, you know. Here's another report from Bad Abdul. This is going to be QSH YSG, which I will try out QSH YSG. And then, yeah, just another very devastating report. I think, oh, this is from Cortex. Okay, so, yeah, this is going to be a more competitive KvK here. Although, to be fair, he's fighting against OV74. Yeah, pretty wild that they made QSH as good as they did. Pretty wild that they made him this good. Obviously, archers needed work. But I'm not sure it was a good idea for Lilith to make the power creep that extreme, right? The power creep was already pretty extreme with BQ. Like, BQ was already rather dominant. And then to just power creep it up above that is kind of weird. Because I think there's a world where, like, people literally run maybe just 3 marches, right? They just run, like, QSH, Zoog, they run BQLC, and they run, like, Arthur Huo or something, or Arthur Phillip, whatever it may be. And they're just, like, so effective with those new marches, those 3 new marches, that it's just way smarter for them to fight with 3 rather than to fight with 5 and use some of the older commanders like Huo or Ragnar or Scipio. You know, like, if these new commanders are just trading so good against the old ones, then there's a world where, like, people should just stop using all the old commanders. And I think that makes the game kind of stupid, you know? Like, it should always be the case that running 5 marches is better than running 3 marches, right? So I don't know. They might have gone overboard on QSH, but at the end of the day, everyone gets to build him, so it's not that imbalancing. At the end of the day, everyone can build QSH. Abdul saying about the talents, don't get feral nature since you are running him with Zuge. Just put those points into whistling arrows. All right, yeah, let me take a look at that because... Boy, it's kind of interesting how, based on power, commanders will be very, very low on power if you don't do their talents. Because QSH has gear and armaments on, and he's level 60. But because I didn't do the talents, he's pretty low. I'm going to go ahead and pull up... the King's Codex Discord and just grab the talent tree on this guy. We'll see what they have to say about it. There we go. YSG secondary with horn, YSG secondary with no horn, and Zoog secondary. I mean, Zuge's secondary is better, right? I feel like it has to be. I feel like Zuge's secondary has to be better. Alright, so they're saying this. They're saying 4 out of 5 on whistling arrows. And then down here, they're saying we get rejuvenate. And we get clarity. And then what do we have left? We've got 3 points left. Where do we put those 3 points? So Codex has it in Naked Rage. What did Abdul say? Don't get feral nature, right? And then... So, Naked Rage is going to deal 6% more damage, but also take 6% more damage. Which is not a terrible trade nowadays because a lot of people are not doing skill damage. I could also put it into latent power and do 6% additional damage of all types. I mean, why is Naked Rage better than latent power? That's what I don't get. Looks like an equal number of governors are picking Naked Rage and latent power. I'm not sure which one. It's like hard for me to understand why Naked Rage is better. I guess additional damage. It says it does 2% more additional damage of all types. Yeah, he's all skill damage, but isn't additional damage of all types? Doesn't that include skill damage? He doesn't do additional damage. Okay. I guess I never really knew what latent power did. You know? I just thought it meant all damage of all types, but obviously if it did damage of all types, then, like, that would be insanely powerful and everyone would take this skill. So that does make sense. All right, so Naked Rage to finish this guy out. QSH. There he is. Well, where is he now in the filter? Why is QSH still so low? Oh, I didn't max. Oh, I didn't max him. I forgot to max him. There we go. Let's max this guy. Let's friggin' max this guy. Let's max QSH and see how he does in Canyon. The newest commander added to my repertoire. Qin Shi Huang. Oh, okay. Additional damage is like the damage over time. Damage over time type of stuff. Yeah. So we are just flat out of gold heads at this point, but this is why you grind all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, look at how close this came. Look how close I came to not maxing QSH before we fight. I was just 50, 60 heads away. So this is why you do all those events. This is why you do Ark of Osiris every couple weeks. This is why somebody like me does Champions of Olympia. You know? If someone did Champions of Olympia every week for a year, they would get 100 gold heads. And that would be, in some cases, the difference between being able to max a key commander before war or not. But there he goes. He's going to be number 3 here up top. Huo, BQ, and Qin making up my top row here, all in red. All Asian commanders wearing red attire. And then we've got King Arthur, old school Guan, and Eleanor bringing up the second row. But, well, yeah, let's check out Canyon. Let's see how QSH does in Canyon here. Actually, you know, let me just do a whole different setup here. Let me get all my... Let me get everything set up for Canyon. Do appreciate everybody who is hanging out. So I wonder why Bad Abdul is not number 1 in chat. Like, why did Abdul lose his status at number 1? Because, like, he's the only one who's been chatting. He was number 3. Abdul was number 3. Then he kept chatting and no longer has a rank. Why is that? Doesn't make no sense. Abdul, you deserve to be number 1. I don't know why YouTube thinks you're not even in the top 3. All right, so we're just setting some things up here for Lost Canyon just to see how we do. QSH is all set up. Looks like Arthur is all set up. And then we need Scipio. We need... What else do we need here? Oh, we need Nevsky, I think. My 6 March lineup is Huo, BQ, QSH, Arthur, Scipio, yeah, and Nevsky, I think. I think it's Nevsky. Or Joan. I should just run Joan, right? I should run like Joan William. Oh, Guan's not in the city. Gosh dang it. We'll do Canyon in a few minutes. We'll do Canyon in 5 minutes. What else is going on? Let's see. I could probably train. I've got some Bastion quests I need to do, so... Oh, we get another 2 stones. We just got another 2 stones, so that's good. There we go. You know, for those who are newer to Lost Kingdom, one of the things you got to do in Lost Kingdom is you just got to constantly refresh these Bastion quests. Like... It's mind-numbingly boring, but you have to constantly refresh Bastion quests and try to get the good ones. Well, what I do in Canyon, and maybe I'm wrong to do this, is what I do in Canyon is I can show you my defense right now. Yeah, I guess I could put Nevsky in front, right? I could put Nevsky in front as like the sacrificial lamb. I think sometimes when I'm attacking, I put the Zug in front, but I guess Nevsky would be better. I could put Nevsky in front with William as like the tanky sacrificial lamb type march. My BQ talents are looking like this. Which I think I got this from King's Codex. I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, that's how my BQ talents are set up. Let's see what the latest is from King's Codex. Actually, this is not what... This is neither... I don't know how I got to this one, actually. Because this is not what King's Codex recommends at all. I mean, they recommend pincer, and I don't have pincer, but still. Oh, no, this is what they recommend. This is their march speed. This is like the march speed BQ that King's Codex recommends. So, yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. So we're just going to wait for Guan to walk home, and I'm going to grab a training rune at the same time. I don't know how close this thing is. So Taser, we're gonna fight on Thursday. We're fighting on Thursday. We're going up against Fire Camp, which is 2885. YouTuber Kingdom, only Farmers Kingdom. This is only Farmers and Dom's Kingdom. They are 6-0. I didn't notice this before. Actually, I didn't notice this before. I didn't notice that their lifetime KvK record is 6 wins, 0 losses. Holy shit. I just noticed that they're 6-0 lifetime. And then they are paired with 3057. And I can show you guys the alliance kills here. This is what the alliance kills looks like. So, I mean, you know, 2885 is solid looking, but they're not like... They don't scare the crap out of me or anything. Now, them being undefeated lifetime in KvK, that scares the crap out of me a little bit. But, like, statistically, they don't scare the crap out of me. But... I mean, we're a decent kingdom and we're a decent camp. I feel pretty good about I feel good about 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel good about the way that we're going to work together. But obviously, our kingdom has seen better days. We're not the powerhouse we used to be. So, like, when I think about the idea of beating an undefeated kingdom, like giving an undefeated kingdom their first loss, I wouldn't necessarily say that our kingdom is like the type of we're not necessarily like the type of kingdom to be able to do that, but yeah, like I said, I think we're slight favorites. I think our team overall are slight favorites in this KvK. I think if we can win Lucerne, we're going to be in really good shape. I think what's most likely going to happen is that wind is going to beat water first, and then the war up here is still going to be going on. And then both sides will sort of have to make a decision about like whether this fight goes on for a really long time or not, based on the trades, based on the rest of the KvK looks. Yeah, Maniac says the record says a lot, though. It does, it does. The 6-0 says a lot. It definitely does. Yeah, this is new Crystal Tech. This is new Crystal Tech, so. You know, like for us, we've won 3 KvKs in a row, so honestly, I just want us to play good. Like, in all honesty, I just want us to play good. Because if we lose, it's just not that big of a deal for us, because we've gotten a lot of autarks recently. We've gotten a couple of stars recently, all that stuff. So if we just play good and sort of it shows that we have a good future as a kingdom, that's really what matters to me. Winning would obviously be very nice, but if we play good, trade well, and lose to just somebody who's better, who cares? All right, let me do this Bastion quest real quick. Let me request Duke and get this Bastion quest done. It's so much fun fighting and not popping. Oh, right, because we're going to be tankier. I mean, I'm only going to be like, yeah, I will be tankier. You're right. You're right. I'm just curious to see how it feels, right? I'm going to be curious how fighting feels differently, right? Where am I going to be dancing around less? Am I going to just be clicking less often? Because normally when I'm like fighting in dot mode, I'm just like clicking constantly. I'm literally nonstop clicking. Like sometimes I'll just click on the same person over and over again, but I literally just like never stop clicking. Will a slower type of fighting lead me to just like playing a little bit differently? Will others play differently? It'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting. Hopefully it's just more fun, right? Like hopefully it's simply a more fun version of open field fighting, a more fun version of dot mode. And you know, that's going to be the key. It's more of a hit in the middle now and not back and forth every time. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Is you just kind of stay in there more often, which in some ways does benefit whales, right? Like, because whales are very good at standing and fighting. Like, I don't really want to stand and fight against someone who's stronger than me. If it's somebody stronger than me, I want to dance and try to get more people involved or whatever, and try to pull them out of position. So I'm not getting Duke right now. Why is Duke? Oh, because Mint just requested it. Okay, gotcha. Look, I think the game is in a good spot. Like, I'll be honest, I'm a little burnt out. You know, I've been playing for almost 7 years. A lot of my friends have quit. So I'm like a little burnt out, especially because there's so many things happening in the world with AI and just me needing to, I've gotten some sort of job opportunities and career opportunities that I might want to take. So for me, this endless commitment to this game is dragging on me a little bit. It's definitely dragging on me a bit. Lilith has been supportive with giving me work, and that's a pretty big reason why I've continued to play. But like the game itself is in a pretty good spot, I would say. We'll see how the balance is with the new archer garrisons, with pincer, all that. We'll see if the balance, as long as the balance is good, I think the game is in a good spot. Like this map and this experience of choosing our own allies, and then us literally being like, there's just a few of us deciding things. Like our leadership and the 1, 2, 3, 4 leadership, we're just like deciding everything because there's nobody else in the camp. It's just us. You know, it's like, it's a very small camp. And, you know, the KvK shorter. I like that Eve is part of the KvK. Like, why not? Who cares? Eve is like so pointless. I mean, look at this, right? Look at Past Glory, guys. Like, look at Past Glory. We've been farming Past Glory for days. We have been farming Past Glory for days now because there's so few people that we're just never going to finish this thing. We're never going to finish it. So, like, we're getting a bunch of Past Glory rewards. You know, I'm, like, higher in Lost Canyon than I've ever been. I'm higher in, individual kills than I've ever been. I'm higher in honor points than I've ever been. You know, I think I've been in the top 50 once. At the end of a KvK, I've been in the top 50 once. I think there's a rather good chance that I'll be in the top 50 this time. So, like, it's a small competitive KvK with very good matchmaking. Let me just bring up the... Let me just bring up this image again of the matchmaking. Oh yeah, I've already got it up. I mean, like, this is just a very fair matchup. Like, this is an incredibly fair matchup. And it was not difficult for Lilith to put this together because there's so few kingdoms. There's so few kingdoms on this map that it was pretty easy for them to put together a fair map. And I think some of the other maps are Well, and so it's just a good experience for like people at all levels. Like this is not only a good experience for A and B kingdoms, but I would imagine this is a pretty good experience for C and D kingdoms as well, because they just have smaller camps than they normally do. But I can show you. Let's look at some of the other heroic anthems that are going right now. That like just started. Yeah, I will do Canyon in a second. So this is our map. What is this one? Oh, this is the one that's going on already. Yeah, so like the, 1365 and 2489, they also did Heroic Anthem. Yeah, so I guess we're like the fourth biggest. We're the fourth biggest HA in our queue. This was the big one. This is the bigger one. This is because there were some very big kingdoms that registered for this queue, and part of the reason we went with a smaller ally was that we didn't want to have anything to do with these big kingdoms. You've got 1846 here. You've also got 2359. I believe 1184 is a decent-sized kingdom, and then you've got 3379 also. This is the kingdom that pulled the upset against 1960 in Ark of Osiris. This is also the kingdom that sat out the KvK against us last time because they did not like the matchup. I'm going to say right now, 3379, I believe they're pretty heavily like Russian and Eastern European kingdom. They're taking a pretty big risk allying with a very old kingdom like 1077. 1077 only has like 1 or 2 stars. Obviously, these guys were a good kingdom years and years ago, but like, I don't think this is a very good campmate for 3379. And I think it would just be it would kind of suck to be the B kingdoms here because you're fighting against much bigger competition. You got 1034 and 1842 in this one here. This is going to be the second biggest one. And then at this point, once you get into the one just above us and ours and probably even the next one, these are all just like A and B kingdoms pretty much. These are pretty much just A and B kingdoms here. We did talk with 1429 about allying, but that one didn't quite work out. But like, look at this. Look, I mean, as we're going down, these are getting smaller and smaller. These are smaller and smaller kingdoms we're looking at here. But look, it's just 2 kingdoms per camp all the way down. Look at this. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, guys. Now, finally here, after a long time, you get 4 kingdoms per camp. But, I've been in KvKs recently on Tides and on Britain, where there were 3 or 4 A kingdoms in a single camp. But now these are like D kingdoms. These are literally D kingdoms, and there's only like 4 or so per camp. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty freaking good right there. Taser, I mean, they're doing matchmaking right for Heroic Anthem. I don't know if they're going to do it right for all the other maps, but they've obviously figured out something pretty good for Heroic Anthem. Yeah, step in the right direction for sure. Step in the right direction, faux show. All right, so let's get all of our gear set up for Canyon, and let's see how far we can go with this new QSH. QSH. So we've got the Scipio. We've got this guy. We just need to improve the Nevsky here. We'll give him gear set number 3. The purple gear set. We'll give him the purple gear set, and we'll give him Cav Wedge number 2. This is a pretty good set as well. I think we're all set. I think we're all set now for Canyon. Good. All right. I have Constantine. Yeah, so this is my thing, right? I'll definitely talk with you guys in chat because I'm very unsure about it. But I mean, to me, like, is Guan Constantine any good? Like, that's the thing, right? Like, let me find somebody I fought earlier, right? Oh, I need to, 1 second. Let me just get onto my alt real quick so it resets my daily chances. Guys, do throw a like on the stream if you're enjoying it. The likes are a little bit low. The likes are a little bit low here. We've got 23. All right, so at least we have more likes than viewers. At least you know, that's all right. I mean, what do you guys think is better? Constantine or Scipio Constantine or Guan Constantine for Canyon? You think Guan is better than I've always just run Scipio because I felt like Scipio was the better, you know, it was just like the better commander. So you think Guan is better? Okay. I'll try Guan. I'll try Guan. I'll try Guan. All right, so we're going to try to find somebody we fought earlier. Like, we're going to find that Mr. guy. Or here, I fought a couple of guys earlier. I fought D7 and Mr. Komarov. And this Pax guy. So, D7 Pax or Mr. Komarov is who we're looking for here. There's Mr. Komarov. Let's give him a run. All right, so we change this to Guan Constantine. And then I just want to make sure we've got gear on everybody. Everybody's looking good, looking good, looking good. Oh, we got to change this. We got to change the archers. All right. Where's Zuge? There we go. Popo, how's it going, man? How's it going? We're taking QSH out for a test drive here. Now, how do I want to set this one up? Let's see. I would set it up as... I don't hate Guan down here. I don't hate that matchup. Actually, I guess this is better, because Guan will stay alive longer against Trajan. We could give Nevsky to Attila and just do a delay down there. We could put Huo against Nevsky and have an edge up top. And then we put QSH, we tuck him in behind. We want to do this. Well, the Constantine is tanky too, so let's just try this. Let's take a look. Oh, you said put QSH behind Nevsky? Interesting. Why QSH behind Nevsky? Just because he's in the middle? The Nevsky is wrecking the Attila belly. We're looking good here. We did, remember, we lost to this guy earlier. We lost to him earlier without QSH. Now, we made a couple of tweaks. We also tweaked the Guan, but... And we, you know, we upgraded our equipment a tiny bit, but... The only issue is his QSH is doing better than me. You don't like BQ into Hua because you want him to survive? Yeah, the BQ's dying before the Guan, actually, which is kind of cool. I'm glad the Guan is staying alive this long. Yeah, we're wrecking this guy this time. So Mr. Komarov has been conquered. Let's see if we can move up some more here. Let's look at those stats here. His QSH still did a lot more than mine did, though. Like, why is his QSH doing so much? Maybe it's, like, very well geared or something? Yep, every march survived. I'm very impressed with this guy's QSH, though, man. Like, that's crazy numbers. That's crazy damage output. Alright, so there we go with that one. Let's go against Taki here. Let's try out let's challenge another YouTuber here, Taki. So Taki's running 3 inf up front, and then he's got the Zuge in the back. It looks like Taki does not have QSH yet. So we should win this. I don't mind doing a mirrored match here. I do not mind doing a mirrored match. This seems pretty good. I could switch the Arthur and the Huo, but I'm sort of like indifferent, you know what I mean? Like the Arthur and the Huo, I just don't care who goes where, because I can't really picture why one is doing something different than the other. You know what I mean? They just kind of seem equal in a way. But we'll take. I think we're very good. I think we're good to go on this one. We'll watch it, but I think we're good to go here. Taki's still running the Zuge Herman, so we're going to introduce him to modern archer technology here with the Qin Shi Huang. Huo will kill faster than Arthur Phillip. Yeah, interesting. But I mean, but Phillip has a circle AoE, right? So Phillip's AoE is circular. So I've always felt like there's some merit to having Phillip nearer to the middle of your army, because then he's buffing more people. Well, it's 2v2 right now, but we're looking good. I think his Huo Arthur is looking really good. He's down to 2. We've got 3. QSH lives again. The Nevsky, the tanky Nevsky lives again. Tanky Nevsky doing a pretty good job here so far. Picking up the dub against Taki. The only problem with this is that this is only Canyon. In the actual open field, some of these guys would cook me because they're doing crystal tech that's optimized for the open field. I'm doing crystal tech that's optimized for garrison. Let's try this guy in 31st place. We've got about the same power. He's got the QSH Shajar. He's got the Constantine. He's got the Ragnar Constantine, so an upgrade there. He's got double archers though, but I've got 3 Cavs, so this should be a decent matchup for us. Yeah, QSH is tankier than I realized. So, all right, so I think we put the Nevsky up here. We've got double Cav running into double archers. I don't like this guy's setup. I think this guy's setup is rather scuffed. I think this guy's setup is quite scuffed here. We'll do the Guan. We're gonna run the Guan against the Ragnar just to see how we do. You know what I mean? Just to see how we do. Let's go ahead and put the Huo down here as well, so we get a fair comparison. And let's run this. Popo, I think the next zone, I think that fire is a slight favorite against us. I think that fire is the favorite, but it's going to be a close and long fight, is what I think. I'm looking forward to it. I hope, hopefully we have a lot of fun. You know what I mean? And Popo, glad to see you're involved, my man. You're one of my favorite people to play with. So hopefully you and I will have some fun on voice. You know what I mean? I mean, I think it's going to be a great KvK, because whatever happens in Zone 5, we're then going to have a bunch of altar fights after that. So I lost the first one. This guy's doing pretty good. I wasn't really watching. My Guan is still alive, so my Guan is doing fine. My Guan actually beat their Ragnar Constantine, but he's doing work elsewhere. I feel like this QSH Shajar is cooking, right? Like, he killed that lane. He killed, with his 2 archer marches, he killed my 2 Cav. He killed my 2 freaking Cav. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's actually crazy. His two archer marches killed my 2 Cav marches. What the hell? Yeah, no, you're not in VC very often, you know? I mean, and Knight, you're a good player, but Popo is an elite Rise of Kingdoms player. You know, Popo is a top tier player. So I love playing with top tier players, and Popo's the only one I got left, man. Everybody else left us. So, you know, Popo's all I got left. Addy left, Uni left, Algebra left. Popo's all that remains. Although I think Uni might be playing a bit this KvK as well. I think Uni might be getting involved. So. Oh, I should look at the stats on that one. So we lost to this guy. His archers just cooked us. His 2 archer lane absolutely cooked us. They got a lot of healing. I think QSH Shajar is an absolute goated Canyon March. It's probably also very good in Olympia, right? Like I last week in Olympia I ran QSH Zug, but I think next week in Olympia I'm gonna try QSH Shajar and see how it does. That looks like a pretty nasty March. That might even be good in real KvK. Like that might be good in open field. QSH Shajar might be good in the open field. Oh, you're sharing an account with Gimme? Okay. Yeah, for those who have been following, you know, my channel and the kingdom in general, you may not have heard, but Uni, my old friend Uni, he had migrated to 1960. I piloted him a little bit in their last KvK. My most successful live stream ever was of me piloting Uni. Uni did get rid of his account, and he's retiring to move on to other things. So that was a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, that was a bummer because I was looking forward to piloting him in 1960 for a long time, but it just didn't work out. But, you know, as much as he did retire, there is a... I'm looking for Y Nooney. Oh, somebody might have made him a main member at this point. We do, as much as Uni did retire, we do have an iNooney here in 1770, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And hopefully some other old friends will come back to pilot as well. I need to reach out to a few people in the next few days and be like, hey, we've got a very good war coming up. It would be fun to have you as part of it, so we will see. We will see. I will do Ceroli. If anybody wants to do Ceroli, I am down to do Ceroli with the chat, if anybody wants to do it. You can let me know in the chat and we'll figure out how to link up. You can also just message me in 770. I am an officer in HDS, so it's not too hard to find me. Yeah, Abdul, let me add you. Let me... If anybody else wants to join me and Abdul, we will get, you know, just bang Ceroli out here. What's going to be the best... What's the best Ceroli march at this point? I've been running Huo Arthur. I've been running Huo Arthur, right? Because my I have to run Cav. I have to run Cav in Ceroli because my Cav gear is so good. And then this is a pretty sick set right here. This is a pretty sick formation set right here. So Huo Arthur is still the best. Okay, I've been using Huo Arthur, and honestly, Ceroli has been Ceroli. Yeah, I should connect with Hulky again. Ceroli lately has been like really easy, to be honest. So what do we got this week? Whenever the enemy is hit with a basic attack, it deals 30% more damage. Shatters the morale of your troops. For every 20% troops you lose, the damage they take it increases by 50%. This is like super easy. You don't even have to think. These legendary skills are super easy. All right, let me send an invite out to Bad Abdul, and we'll see if anybody else wants to play as well. If you check the time rankings, it's always Huo. Wow, a lot of Huo Nevsky's. Interesting. Is Huo Nevsky better than Huo Arthur here? Interesting. Let's see what 49 ran. Oh, they're running like Huo Belly. They're running a lot of Nevsky. They're running a lot of Nevsky. Interesting. Just in case while I pop. Still in KvK 1. You're in KvK 1? Wow, you know a lot about the game for KvK 1. Oh yeah, he is. Look at Bad Abdul. Look at the knowledge. Look at the knowledge that Bad Abdul's got with the 21 million power. Oh, it says you're too weak to join. Okay, gotcha. I'll just run it then. If anybody wants to join me for the other bosses, just let me know. I generally have no trouble with Ceroli. Oops, let me change my skills here. Can I still change them? Yeah, okay. I just go pure damage, you know what I mean? Like, I just go pure damage. And a lot of times, in Ceroli, lately, I've been doing like 40, 50, 60% of the damage of the team. Yeah, you guys are both in 377. You guys are both in there. Oh, we got somebody from DQ39, so this should be a cakewalk. So let's try the Nevsky. Let's just try the Nevsky. Why not? Let's try the Nevsky. Yeah, I guess Nevsky's better because we're always swarming, and so that extra damage from Nevsky is good. It's just always hard to believe that these old commanders are better, right? Like, it's so hard to put Nevsky into action instead of Arthur. But 10 million power. Come on, Popo. You gotta grind more. Yeah, look at the damage. I'm already, like, pretty far ahead in damage. But this Gilly Lovegood is doing pretty good, too. This looks like the easiest Ceroli of my life right here. And we'll go over here. Oh, you guys got no fighting in KvK 1? Interesting. I thought that you guys might get a good fight because that guy, that YouTuber Worthy Prince, was originally in 3778. But I guess he quit Rise of Kingdoms. It was weird. Worthy Prince is like a very big YouTuber of these types of games, and he played Rise of Kingdoms for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and he was very, very positive about the game. He was saying all nice things about the game, and then he just disappeared. He literally disappeared. He made like he made a video about I think it was about like them taking all the holy sites or something. It was like a decent video, like decently edited video, and I think it got decent viewership for him, but I guess he must have been very disappointed at how many viewers he got, because he made that video and then he just like disappeared completely, and now he's back to playing his old game. He's back to playing Lords Mobile. Yeah, he was like he was shitting on Lords Mobile for like a month straight and praising Rise of Kingdoms, and then he just went back to Lords Mobile. I think he just expected to get more viewers, honestly. I think that's probably what it was. He just expected to get more viewers. But, you know, like, there's a premium on being very knowledgeable about the game, right? Like, at the end of the day, what the ROK audience really wants is they want to get information about the game. They want to get better at the game by watching YouTube. which is why commander videos do so good. It's why tier lists do very well, why theory crafting stuff does well. People want to basically watch content from people who know as much or more about the game than they do. And so as much as Worthy Prince is a good content creator, he didn't know enough about ROK to get the existing Rise of Kingdoms audience to watch his stuff, is what I think happened. Gosu says there's no war in KvKs anymore. Yeah, I heard Gosu has a... Gosu, I watched your video about that, so I did see that you were getting a rest KvK or whatever. We're going to have fighting, though. We've got a good KvK right here, Gosu. 770 is about to have a very good KvK. Oh, the king stepped down as well. Interesting. I mean, I was talking earlier about how the game itself is as good as it has been. How the game itself is fun. I think the early game is also the early game is for sure as good as it can be, because you don't have to deal with jumpers anymore. You don't have to deal with people migrating back. And they're, you know, making it a little bit easier to transition from the early game to the late game, so you can build a legendary commander or two and then convert in Lost Kingdom. I mean, what a spender now can do at the start of the game is they could like build YSG and build Alex and then go into Season of Conquest and convert the Alex to YSG and then run QSH YSG. Or they could like build YSG, Alex, and let's say Saladin, and then they could convert the Saladin to QSH, use their second conversion to convert something to BQ or LC, and then they can run like QSH YSG plus LC Alex in Season of Conquest. Like, that's pretty freaking strong right there. So, yeah, I think the early game is in pretty good shape, but it's all about the matchups, right? It's all about what the kingdoms around you are doing, because you are locked in to fighting those kingdoms for at least the first two KvKs. You plan to expertise Alex and swap him for BQ or LC, yeah. And then swap a 5-5-1-1 commander for BQ. Gotcha. I didn't realize that BQ was good at 5-5-1-1, so that's good to know. Popo says, starting new in a big kingdom has downsides, that there is no coalition, which the game wants kingdoms to have civil war over the rewards. Dude, if there was a legit war in a new kingdom, I think that would be really fun. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing they have to change, I can't believe they've never changed this. I can't believe they have never changed it, where if you are on your own territory in the home kingdom, you cannot be zeroed. I'm like really surprised they haven't changed that. Like, just get rid of it for the early game. Like, leave it as part of Season of Conquest so you can deal with rogues. But in the early game, I think cities should be safe on their own territory, because that's the only bad part about early wars, like early civil wars, is that zeroing people is just so powerful. It's such a powerful part of it. But if it was just like flag battles, if you were just like flag battling early game against someone in your own kingdom for control of the kingdom, I mean, it was fun a long time ago. I assume it will still be fun. Wars in New Case killed our KvK. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool that your KvK got killed, but it's cool that they were fighting. It's just so funny that, like, early game, everyone wants to lead, right? Like, everyone wants to control the kingdom early in the game, and then you play for a few years and no one wants to lead. It's like, If you just play the game for a while, it's not that hard to find a kingdom that you can be a main leader in. Like, you can find a pretty good kingdom to be a main leader in later in the game. So, I mean, they are reducing the grind a little bit, right? They are reducing the grind. They've shortened the KvK. They've made Eve a part of the Lost Kingdom. And they've, you know, kind of shortened the time you wait to get into it. Like, we got into this KvK so fast, guys. We got into this KvK so freaking fast. We picked our ally. Then the matchmaking took like a day or two. And then the day after matchmaking was announced, we were in KvK the very next day. It was so quick. It was so quick. Like, we registered on maybe, I don't know, we registered on maybe June 26th or something, and we were in KvK on July 1st. But yeah, I mean, getting a good matchup is still an issue, obviously. But yeah, you know, I mean, listen, over 200 kingdoms registered for this Heroic Anthem, and I would bet that the vast majority of the kingdoms are going to get a good fight in this Heroic Anthem. Now, I mean, you can say that Heroic Anthem is boring, blah, 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 but for my money, I like wars where they don't go on forever. And I think in this particular matchup, we are likely, if you count the altars, as a day of fighting, I think we are easily going to get 8 or 9 days of fighting in this KvK. And it's going to be spread out. It's going to be spread out, so. Dude, not being able to take your circles is embarrassing. What are you guys' goals in 3777? Are you trying to build a strong SOC kingdom down the road? Or is it more of just like a fun project that you're not really sure where it's going to end up? Goal of 377 is to be a decent meme that will dissipate into nothing in the future. That's kind of what I thought, to be honest. Oh, Popo is correcting Gosu, and he says strong SOC. Have some big players coming. I mean, the timing is right? Your guys' timing is very correct, because the power creep is happening right now, right? The power creep is happening right friggin' now. So your new accounts, these new accounts that you guys are building, if you decide to turn them into a main account and use that as your like main account forever, at least your commanders will be very competitive, right? Now your equipment is going to be a shit show, and your armaments will be a little bit weak, but at least your commanders will be good. Oh, you're gonna bring Bunny over there? Gotcha. Popo, I feel like you have not actually quit. You said you were quitting, but I've collected enough information at this point to determine that you have not actually quit Rise of Kingdoms. Yeah, the armament thing is crazy, man. The armament thing is especially crazy now because, like, whales, if whales spend a lot, they're just going to make such good armaments. With all the different pity systems and stuff, it's like, they're just, it's inevitable. It's inevitable that they're just going to have multiple marches with 4 special inscriptions. And it's just, like, so hard for young players to compete with that. It's so hard. Someone is questioning something here, but I feel like it's been basically fine. I don't know how this tank survived by not moving, but I mean, everyone's full health, so whatever. Oh, you log in less than 1 hour a day? Okay. All right. Less than 1 hour a day is definitely quitting. That's quit level. Yeah, but is it 1 hour on each account or 1 hour total? If you're logging into each account for 1 hour, under 1 hour a day, that's still a lot of time. I think we're getting MVP every time here, so the Huo Nevsky's working pretty good. Torgny now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do to prep for this war. There's back-end stuff I have to do. I mean, there's like planning and stuff I have to do, but as far as my own account, is there anything else I have to do on my own account? I guess I just need to keep grinding. I need to keep grinding Crystal Tech, and I need to keep grinding, like, training more troops. Looks like somebody just sent me... I'm not sure. I might have gotten some more. But yeah, I think I pretty much got everything done on this stream. All right, now we've got Torgny. I'm not sure who I consider the toughest. I don't know who I consider the toughest boss at this point. Ceroli boss. I actually think the toughest boss are the brothers, just because people can't agree how to do it. You know, some people want to bring it to the corner. They're just... Sometimes a disaster can strike on those two brothers, but I guess they're the toughest. I don't even know who's tough anymore. Ceroli has been really easy lately, I must say. Oh, no problem, Abdul. I'm probably going to wrap it up pretty soon. After Ceroli, I'm just going to look through my account and try to think if there's anything else I need to do. But I think I got it all done. We didn't do too well. I can't move. My marches cannot move. There we go. I feel like I did not have a good stream as far as, like, my account. I did not crit the drum. I didn't really get anything very good from all the armaments that I opened. And my rolls were below average. So yeah, it was pretty unlucky. A pretty unlucky stream. But whatever. Dude, my march is bugging out right now. My march is bugging out. But, you know, it's very minor, is what I... The way I feel about crits and the way I feel about, you know, getting lucky on armaments versus not lucky is, it's just very minor in the grand scheme of things. The preparation that we do as a leadership team, the preparation I do to get my own life in order to have a good war, that's, like, so much more of a big deal than the stats on my gear or the or the inscriptions on my armaments. It's like the vibes that I have in voice chat, the decisions that I make in voice chat, and like the number of hours I put into the war. All of that is so much more important than getting lucky on a crit or something like that. So that's why I don't get too upset about it. But if I actually have to think about it, this was a very unlucky stream for sure. I really had no good luck in anything. I had good luck in the chat. The chat was good. We had Abdul and Popo, and even Zach. Even Zach, the first chatter of the day, was making some very good points. So I got lucky on the chat, but other than that, not too much luck here. All right, Popo, talk to you later. Orgny, he's hitting me. He's targeting me because I'm doing all the damage. You can see that my enmity is much higher than everyone else. We also don't have a tank. We have 5 DPS, so Orgny is targeting the DPS who is doing the most damage, which is your boy. It is your boy doing the most damage here. Well, Abdul, I'm glad you got number 2 next to your name now. I don't know why you're not number 1, but there you go. Looks like Knights is number 1. Knight, I guess Knights chatted more than you, even though it doesn't seem like it. I think Zel Sephi is like a very old player. I've seen that name before for sure. All right, one more. We got the Alamada Shamans, and I generally forget how to do this one, but whatever. Actually, I think this guy might be easy. I don't think there might not be anything to think about here. Yeah, Knight's not even talking. Like, I don't know what... Knight is always doing stuff in the background. Like, Knight knows sneaky stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, Knight originally got into 770 by sneaking into the kingdom. So, Knight is always there in the back room making moves. The only thing I remember about this boss is, like, this is just the beginning of it. This is not like, the actual boss. This is just, like, the appetizer or something. It's so weird. This boss is so weird. And you gotta, like, dodge big stuff. At some point, these guys are gonna throw big damaging things that are easy to dodge, and I need to dodge those. But other than that, I Oh, so they're moving over here, so I guess I'll follow. Move over to this guy. Maybe this is the actual boss. Oh, of course, Abdul. That's my favorite thing to do on a... That's my favorite use of a live stream also, is like... I like to watch live streams while I'm playing the game, you know? I'll hopefully make more content soon. Like I said earlier, I am a little bit burnt out on the game at the moment. But a good KvK can sometimes revitalize my enthusiasm. Another thing that can revitalize my enthusiasm are some new events from Lilith. And there might be some new stuff coming down the pike pretty soon, so... I guess this is the actual boss. I was thinking about it differently. And then these guys, these ads can sometimes be very dangerous. I remember I've gotten nuked by these ads before. I have gotten nuked by these ads before, so... Anyway, the boss is almost dead, so I think we're okay. Target the drum one because they take less damage if they're not the drum. Yeah. Look, they got us cornered, man. They got us cornered right now. The QSH event was alright. It was alright. Actually, I had to have Goon. Goon had to do the last level for me. I did the rest of it, but Goon did the last level for me. To be honest, Abdul, I was like not really playing for that week. Like the week of the QSH event, I like really wasn't playing the game. I hadn't been really looking around. So I had not done the other events that let you get QSH heads, like the map event and stuff, or the treasure hunt event. So I was like a little nervous that I was not going to be able to get enough QSH heads to unlock him. Like I was cutting it close. I literally finished that event with like an hour before the day ended. But thank God I was able to unlock QSH, right? Because there hasn't been a wheel. There hasn't been any other way to get him, right? So anyone who was like asleep that week and they're about to fight, they really got screwed over. Like they actually got screwed over. But, you know, that's why you can never stop playing. You just got to always pay attention. And if you pay attention for enough years, if you steady spend a small amount of money for enough years, eventually you get to be MVP of 5 straight Ceroli bosses. And that feels like absolutely nothing. It feels like, oh, I'm not even MVP. But it feels like absolutely nothing to be the MVP. And then we empty the Ceroli shop. Couple of days of speeds, bunch of resources, all that. Got some coins left over. We don't even buy the golden keys anymore. The golden keys are whatever. Just, yeah, I do take breaks, and I do think that, so in the early days of me playing this game, I would actually take more breaks, right? I would after a KvK, like after a war, I would basically disappear for like a month straight. And I would like basically not talk to anyone for like a month or more. Barely play the game and just check out emotionally. I would completely check out emotionally, and just like not really talk to people. And that was fine because we had other leaders who could just fill the role. I would talk to people for Arc. I would still plan Arc, and then every couple weeks we'd get together for Arc. But other than that, there would be times where I really just completely checked out. But now we have so few leaders that it's kind of, I can't really do that. You know what I mean? I can't completely disengage, but Praetus and Sibeli and Goon and CK Sin, they've been great. Like, Praetus has been amazing. She's basically Praetus is the king of 1770. We haven't like officially called her that, but everyone knows she's the leader. And then this guy CK Sin, who's also from 1846. This guy's been awesome, man. He's really active with the farm alliances. He's really active with territory building. So I've been able to check out of the game a little bit for the last month. That just ruined your line? Oh yeah, it did. It did. But yeah, so I have been pretty checked out for the last month, and my strategy with this game from the very beginning is that I knew the key to success in a game like this was just to play it steadily. And if you just continued to play, you would have a huge advantage over people who started and stopped. So I've always just tried to play steadily and not burn out. And for me, not burning out means whenever I have the opportunity to step away, that's exactly what I do. So I have stepped away for the past month, didn't make any videos, didn't do any live streams. Hopefully the sense that any of my campmates have gotten from this stream, hopefully the sense that any of my allies have gotten from this stream, and even in terms of psychological warfare, hopefully the sense that our opponents have gotten is that as of now, I am starting to lock in. I am getting ready. I am right next to the bank. And actually, we really shouldn't have a marker like this up on a stream, to be honest. That was a mistake. That was not our bank. That's just a regular player right there. Yeah, I try to lock in at the right time. This week is the right time. We have a war in about in less than 72 hours. In about 68 hours, we will be going to war. I don't plan to live stream too much of the war, but I will record all the footage and hopefully make some very good videos about it. Hopefully there will be more live streams as the KvK goes on. Maybe I can stream a couple of altar battles, for example. That would be cool. But yeah, looking forward to a busy month, both in and out of Rise of Kingdoms. My mind is sharp and getting sharper by the day. And really just going to try to bring my A game to all of that action. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you next time on the flip side.